Okay, for tonight's homework, we're going to do things a little bit different. I'm going to show you the work for these two problems. I'm going to give you the 5 words to write down. But instead of turning in the work on paper, I would like you to show me the work on your Google Slides that you've already shared with me. You could, on these Google Slides, once you have the work, you could just do all your own little triangles in here, just show me all the work on a slide, or if you want, I have it on my class document, the blank templates that you could copy and paste. These are the same 2 problems that will be shown to you today, but they just have the work not done. If you want to copy and paste that onto your slides and then use a text box to show the work, feel free. But no matter what, for today, I want the work for these 2 problems and the 5 words. I want that shown on your Google Slides. This is what I'm going to be grading. So here we go. First problem. I want you to find that missing length. The first word is I. So when I set this up, there are multiple ways I could do this. Since they're similar, just remember again, there's more than one way to set this up, but if you do it consistently correct, you'll always get the same answer. So what I mean here, set up a pattern. I'm doing a random 60 over 24. And again, I'm going this big piece over the bottom piece. So I'm going to stay consistent. I'm going to go to the other triangle and continue that same pattern. 10 over 10x minus 6. Stay consistent. You'll always get these right. The pattern I'm going to do is going to be 12, the height, over the base. That's probably the most common. 12 over 24, and stay consistent. I'm going to do this 2 over x minus 6. So 12 over 24 is the same as 2 over x minus 6. Stay consistent. Do not switch. Do not go 12 over 24 and then the next fraction go x minus 6 over 2. Don't want to do that. 12 over 24, 2 over x minus 6. The second word is can. Alright, so when I crisscross multiply, this way is going to give me the whole number 48. This way I have to distribute 12 and then parentheses x minus 6. 24 times 2 gives me 48. That's how I get that 48 number right there. And now I need to distribute. Take that 12 times the x, take that 12 times the negative 6. Use your calculator if you need it. 12 times x gives me 12x. 12 times negative 6 gives me negative 72. Bring down the equal, bring down the 48. Right here, start solving this 2-step equation. First step, get rid of the plain number by doing the opposite. If this is minus 72, add 72 to both sides. Second step will involve dividing by this 12, getting rid of that 12 so I get x by itself. So to get this x by itself, first step, get rid of the plain number. Add or subtract it. Here I'm adding it to both sides. Make sure you do the same math to both sides. Bring down the 12x, bring down your equal straight down. Add these 2 numbers up, and that gives you 120. Your second step, the opposite of timesing by 12, dividing both sides by 12. Divide this side by 12, do the same operation to that side, and that gives me x equals 10. And again, remember, that is not this missing length. That's just a piece used to plug in there to find that missing length. So I take that 10, where that x used to be, that's where I put it to find that length. So I'm going to pop that out of there, get that circle out of there. So where that x is, I'm going to put that 10 because I know x is 10. And I still have minus 6. And that's going to give me 4. And again, that ratio makes sense. 2 over 4 is a half, same ratio as 12 over 24. 24 over 4 is 6, same ratio as 12 over 2, 6. Third word is get. Alright, second problem. This one's harder because you will have to double distribute. Makes it tough. So for this one, I'm going to do the same ratio. The height over the base, I'm going to stay consistent. 2 over 5. If I do 2 over 5, I got to make sure I do that same pattern. X minus 10 over x plus 5. This over 5, 2 over 5, same as x minus 10 over x plus 5. Look at that pattern going. Same pattern. So 2 over 5, as long as I write it as x minus 10 over x plus 5, staying consistent, just like if those were numbers, I would put them together just like numbers. And now I will crisscross multiply, but this one involves distributing both ways. So one way gives me 5 times x minus 10 in parentheses. The other way gives me 2 times x plus 5 in parentheses. I will have to double distribute. 5 times x, 5 times negative 10, 2 times x, 2 times 5. 5 times x gives me 5x, 5 times negative 10, negative 50. 2 times x, 2x, 2 times 5, 10. Double distribute, taking that 5 times both, taking that 2 times both terms inside there. And then, this is a variables on both sides. You need to hammer home this pattern here. Stay on the left, get rid of this plain number on the left just like you would for a two-step equation. Go to the right, get rid of the variable on the right, go back to the left, divide. When you do that stair-step pattern, it gets all my x's over here and all my numbers over here. That's what I want. So here we go. First step, get rid of that minus 50 by doing the opposite. Plus 50 over here. Bring down the 5x, straight down, bring down the 2x. 10 plus 50 gives me 60. Stay on this side. Crucial step right here. Second step. Because this step right here, you start separating the variables over here and you leave that 60 on the right side. That is key. Have all my variables on the left at this point after this step, 60 on the right. So second step, get rid of that variable term by subtracting 2x on both sides. 5x minus 2x gives me 3x. Bring down the equal, bring down the 60. And now my third step is a step other than adding and subtracting. My first division step. Dividing by 3 gives me x equals 20. And again, stair step, add or subtract. Add or subtract the term, divide. Always these first two steps are adding and subtracting. Only this third step is dividing. And then that 20, you're going to have to plug it into all three places. Here, here, and then one more green arrow. That should have been right there. All three. The fourth word is good. Good. So when I plug those all in, I'm plugging in 20 where all those x's used to be. Putting a 20 right here. Still have that minus 10. That gives me that piece is 10 units long. That should be an equal right there. When I plug in 10 into this one, 20. 20 plus that 5 still there gives me this length is 25. When I plug in 20 into this, 20 plus 10 gives me 30. And again, all that makes sense. Timesing this way by, scale factor. Find the scale factor going this way. I could take any new length, divide it by any old length. So the scale factor, 30 over a corresponding length, 5. Gives me a scale factor of 5. And that makes sense. Timesing these by 5. 5 times 5, 25. 2 times 5, 10. 6 times 5, 30. Know that when you dilate or go the opposite way, not going from small to big, but big to small, if you are shrinking, remember the scale factor is going to be a fraction because you're going the new length, the small 6, over the old big length 30, and that reduces down to 1/5. Never is that going to give you a 5. And again, that makes sense too. When I'm timesing down this way, 25 times 1/5, 30 times 1/5 is 30 divided by 5 is 6. 30 times 1/5 is 30 divided by 5 or 6. 25 times 1/5 is the same as 25 over 5, or 25 divided by 5 is 5. 10 times 1/5 is 10 over 2, or 10 over 5, or 10 divided by 5, or 2. So know that, please. Timesing by a fraction is the same as dividing. All right, the fourth word is grades. Grades. Good luck.